Is Samsung really putting its own Exynos chip inside its next foldable phones? That's what the latest reports say, but there's a twist. While Samsung might be ready to power the upcoming Galaxy Z Flip 7 with its new Exynos 2500 processor, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 looks like it's sticking with Qualcomm's Snapdragon, and honestly, that makes a lot of sense. Let's break it down. Samsung has been working hard to bring its Exynos chips back into the spotlight. After years of mixed reviews and performance gaps compared to Snapdragon chips, Samsung seems ready to test the waters again. This time, it might start with a bold move, putting the Exynos 2500 into one of its top-selling phones, the Galaxy Z Flip 7. Yes, the clamshell foldable that everyone loves might be switching from Qualcomm to Exynos. According to a new report, Samsung has already made the decision and production is about to start. The company plans to make about 200,000 units of the Galaxy Z Flip 7 by June, which lines up with a possible July launch for both the Flip and the Fold models. But what about the more premium Galaxy Z Fold 7? Despite the changes coming to the Flip, sources from South Korea say the Fold 7 will not use the Exynos 2500. Instead, it will likely be powered by the same chip as the Galaxy S25 lineup, a Snapdragon 8 Elite. That's great news for people who want the best performance without compromise. So, why is Samsung splitting its foldable lineup this way? It all comes down to business. The Flip series has always outsold the Fold by a wide margin. It's lighter, cheaper, and appeals to a broader group of people. By using the Exynos 2500 in the Flip 7, Samsung can save money on chip costs as they make Exynos chips in-house. And with the Flip selling more units, that adds up to some serious savings. But the Fold is a different story. It's more expensive, has a bigger screen, and is aimed at power users. People who buy the Fold want top performance, and Samsung knows that. By keeping the Snapdragon chip in the Fold 7, Samsung avoids turning away buyers who might not trust the Exynos name yet. Some rumors even said Samsung might only use the Exynos 2500 in a cheaper foldable, like the rumored Galaxy Z Flip FE, a budget-friendly version of the Flip. That would have been a safer move. But now, with reports saying the main Flip 7 is getting Exynos, this marks a major shift in Samsung's strategy. Still, if the Fold 7 keeps the Snapdragon chip, Samsung gives people a clear choice. If you want Exynos and don't mind it, you go for the Flip. If you want the best Snapdragon chip, you go for the Fold. It's a smart way to test how the market reacts without risking the reputation of their most premium foldable. And if this plan works out, we might see Samsung using more Exynos chips and even more high-end devices next year. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7 are expected to be revealed in July, so we're only a few months away from finding out how all of this plays out. If you want to stay updated on everything about foldables, smartphones, and tech news, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. What if the next foldable phone from Samsung finally fixed one of the biggest complaints people have had for years? The bulky size. That's what recent leaks are hinting at with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. While Samsung hasn't officially said anything yet, rumors are spreading fast, and if they're even partly true, this could be the biggest change to the Fold series in a long time. Every year, Samsung releases a new version of its foldable phone, and while the Galaxy Z Fold 6 was solid, it didn't offer much that felt truly new. This time, though, the Fold 7 might actually bring a serious upgrade, not in features or software, but in how the phone feels when you hold it. According to multiple reports, the Fold 7 might be just 8.2mm thick when folded. That would make it the thinnest book-style foldable phone on the market today. To understand how thin that really is, let's compare it to other devices. The current thinnest foldable of this type is the Oppo Find N5, which is 8.9mm thick when closed. If Samsung manages to hit 8.2mm, they'll not only beat that record, but also make a foldable that's actually comfortable to carry around. That's a big deal, especially since the Galaxy Z Fold 6 was 12.1mm thick when folded. Cutting down almost 4mm might not sound huge, but in terms of phone design, it's a major shift, over 30% thinner. This change could make a real difference in daily use. A lot of people are curious about foldable phones, but they hesitate because of how bulky they feel in the pocket. When you fold them, they tend to feel thick and heavy, almost like two phones stacked together. If the Fold 7 is really that slim, it could solve that issue and finally make foldables feel like regular smartphones again. Of course, there's still some doubt around all of this. Previous leaks pointed to the Fold 7 being around 9.5mm, which still would have been a nice upgrade. But 8.2mm seems almost too slim to believe without some kind of trade-off. So people are starting to wonder, did Samsung shrink the battery? Did they redesign the hinge completely? Or maybe they figured out a smarter way to arrange the internal parts without cutting any major features. At this point, we don't have those answers. Samsung hasn't released any official specs yet, so while the idea is exciting, it's important not to take these leaks as confirmed facts. Still, the idea alone has brought back some buzz to the Galaxy Fold series, which many people felt was starting to lose its edge. If Samsung does manage to keep all the performance, cameras, and battery life while also trimming down the thickness, that would be a huge step forward. Foldables are already powerful, but making them feel more natural and easy to use could help attract more users, especially those who've been holding off because of the size. It's also worth remembering that thinner phones are often harder to build. You need to make sure nothing overheats, the battery lasts long enough, and the phone still feels solid. So if Samsung really pulls this off, it would show just how far their engineering has come. For now, we'll have to wait until Samsung's official announcement, which is expected in July. Until then, it's smart to stay curious, but also cautious. Still, the thought of a foldable phone that's easier to carry and still just as powerful is definitely something to look forward to. If you like this update and want more simple and clear news about the latest smartphones, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you always stay in the loop. Apple might be making a bold design shift with the iPhone 17 Pro, and not everyone is happy about it. A newly leaked case render has sparked debate due to a noticeable inconsistency shared by leaker Majin Buu. The image shows a camera bar that doesn't extend fully across the phone's back, contradicting previous CAD-based leaks that suggested a full-width design. After users pointed out the discrepancy, Majin Buu acknowledged the possibility of an error in the render and reassured that the final design should match the CAD models, with the camera bar stretching from edge to edge. While occasional mistakes and leaks aren't unusual, this has led to discussions about how reliable the latest information really is. The iPhone 17 Pro's camera setup is expected to introduce some significant upgrades. Reports indicate that it will feature a 48-megapixel wide camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 12-megapixel telephoto camera with a periscope lens capable of 5x optical zoom. Along with these lenses, the camera bar is likely to house an LED flash, a microphone, and a vertically mounted LiDAR scanner. Even with this design change, Apple is expected to retain the triangular lens arrangement seen on previous Pro models. So while the layout may shift, the lens positioning should still feel familiar to iPhone users. Reactions to this design change have been mixed. Some users are already expressing disappointment, criticizing the camera bar's appearance and arguing that it looks too similar to Google's Pixel phones. Others, however, see it as a step toward a more uniform and polished look. Instead of individual camera lenses arranged in a cluster, this design gives the back of the phone a more structured and balanced appearance. Whether this change is an improvement or not will depend on how users react when the device is officially unveiled. For those hoping Apple might reconsider, that seems unlikely. Multiple leaks from reliable sources have all pointed to this design, making it appear more and more like the final version. Case manufacturers usually get access to early CAD files so they can start producing accessories ahead of launch, and these designs have consistently featured the